What's up, everybody? It's your boy JB, aka Spoken. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the R. Kelly. So as you can see, or if you don't know, I did two videos about R. Kelly, part 1, part 2. I've seen the last nights of episodes a couple days ago. So here's what I think about part 3. It's pretty much the wrap of everything. And also too, check out my podcast, Unspoken Truth. And subscribe to it, rate it, and comment, and everything else. Part 3 of R. Kelly, nothing was surprising. Nothing really hit me left field. Overall, I'm glad that the message came out. I don't know what's real, what's not real, because I wasn't there. And that's only fair to say that. Shout out to all the victims for telling their story. You know what I'm saying? And also too, like I said, this right here helped me realize the bigger picture and what the painting looks like, as far as as far as just being a victim to just a relationship, because it's more than just sex. These women were victims to just the relationship itself. These women were victims of mental abuse. A lot of times mental abuse can be way worse than physical abuse. You know what I'm saying? Because when a person has your mind, they have everything. So I'm gonna tell you one thing that did stand out quite a bit, that kind of disturbed me a little bit, and that was the couple and the family that went to Orlando that took their daughters to the fucking R. Kelly concert. The dad was there, the mom was there, and R. Kelly called their daughter on stage, and long story short, she ended up staying with R. Kelly. She always wanted to be a singer. The mom and dad was contacting her, talking to R. Kelly, and they pretty much just gave their daughter up. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what happened in a nutshell. So what I didn't like was the fact that, the dad didn't really play his part. Now, I know a lot of people would say, oh, you're not focusing on R. Kelly. You're not focusing on R. Kelly. You're not focusing on R. Kelly. God damn, how much focusing you want me to do? Shit. How much focusing do you want people to really do when it comes to R. Kelly? I mean, bro, it's everywhere. He the trend. You know what I'm saying? The man had to shut down his comments even though he can't read. He all over Lifetime. The man been basically trending for about 20-something years when it comes to this bullshit. So, I'm going to just say the dad that gave his daughter up, that wanted to pull up on R. Kelly and throw some rocks at a window, that shit seemed kind of fake to me. And it kind of disturbed me a little bit because, if you're a parent and you're supposed to know how R. Kelly is and his history, why in the fuck would you, especially you as a father, give your daughter up? Especially, it's one thing to let R. Kelly call your daughter up and she's legal, you know what I mean? But it's another when you let him call her up illegally, and what's so bad was she went to R. Kelly, came back to the house, she came back to graduate and went right back to him. So, I just didn't respect the fact that, if you're going to be a dad out here, you don't wait to get on TV to try to pull up on R. Kelly, to try to pull up on somebody who's harming your kids. You know what I'm saying? So that right there was a bunch of bullshit to me. I feel like he should have got the goddamn Failure of a Black Father of the Year award, even though it's a hell of a lot worse black fathers out there. I just don't understand the logic of letting your kid go into the hands of a predator. But I understand, this was a wake-up call for a lot of people. This was a wake-up call for basically everybody watching and everybody that was a part of it, because the people that was even talking about R. Kelly, telling the stories, a lot of them played a lot of wrong, in this situation. A lot of them, they were just as guilty. They let it go down. And, the most fucked up part about the whole thing is R. Kelly is around walking free, and he pretty much walked the fine lines, of the law after he was acquitted of his trial. So he pretty much, there was nothing that the law enforcement, that the police could do, to convict him on anything, because he was with legal women at the time. And even when he wasn't, they couldn't prove it. So that's the crazy part about it. And you know, it was a crazy situation. I pray for everybody. And, you know, like I said before, let's just go ahead and start the green light and start calling out everybody else, because we're living in a time of exposing, the time of alignment and pull your card and stuff like that, and the years of protecting, you know, yourself. You know what I'm saying? Protecting yourself. So, you know, everybody out there, watch how you move. Just because you see somebody who got money, fame, and a whole bunch of other stuff, that doesn't mean that they're not a human being. That doesn't mean that they don't have demonic issues and problems internally. You know what I mean? So this was all just one big learning lesson for everybody. Like I said, especially the black community. The black community, we definitely need to talk about these type of things, because it's been an issue. You know, I know a whole bunch of women, a whole bunch of guys that's been molested when they were kids, and they won't tell nobody. They won't come out and tell their mom, their dads, or brothers, or anything, because the main people that touched them were their uncles. The main people that touched them were people that were close to them, that the family trusted. I've even heard of people, I even know famous people that rape normal people. You feel me? Like, I even know this shit. And the reason why, you know, I won't tell it is because the victim is respecting the victim's point of view, respecting the victim's you know, life. Because it's not my life. I've never been a victim of molestation. I've never been a victim of anything, of rape or any of that stuff. So there's a lot of things that I know from victims that I can't put out just out of respecting them. So hopefully situations like these will help them come out and speak up. And also too, man, don't be expecting for everybody to speak up, because that ain't for everybody, man. As you can see in the film, which looked like R. Kelly's bottom bitch, she most definitely had her whole face covered up, and she knew all his business. And some people just want to live, man. Can you imagine the type of chaos the girl would have that got peed on by R. Kelly when she was 14 years old? I'm pretty sure there's already people that know her just from, you know, the high school coach being there, her friend being there, and, you know, you see yearbook pictures and shit like that. You know, somebody know who the hell she is. So not everybody's going to speak up, all right? But there is enough victims out there, and there are enough stories and incidents out there to try to highlight what's going on. So also too, let me go ahead and get on this too, man. I ain't appreciate the fact that when I highlighted, because I seen one comment and someone said, oh, when I watched the first video, you call out white guys and you say they need to get called out. Then when they get called out, then you flip it on women and you put it on women and say women are molesting guys too, and molesting people too. So that's not something to bring up. That's not something to highlight. You know, I understand that it's a bunch of women out here that's on Me Too movements and the feminist groups and stuff like that. But let's not forget to call out the bullshit as well. Because that's something, honestly, I didn't even think about how bad that was. I didn't even think about how much you're really robbing a person when you're a woman molesting a young boy. You see, to me, when I was growing up and as a grown man, I kind of looked at it as, you know, man, you growing up into your manhood, you know, or you kind of got your shit early. I didn't think that it would emotionally or mentally, psychologically hurt and damage and put a detriment on a boy, on a male. I didn't know that until, you know, I've heard people talk about these things. I've heard even Charlemagne the God talked about it on his podcast plenty of times. I even know people personally. And honestly, when that part 2 of that R. Kelly came out, I heard someone else refer to that situation and say, look, one thing that needs to be highlighted too is women molesting boys as well, because that's something that's really not talked about and it's looked at as if it's cute. All right. So, you know, that's something to look at. If you're going to clean house all the way. That's simply what the guys were saying, especially black men. If you're going to clean house all the way. The reason why we called out the white guys and we pointed towards Harvey Weinstein and you know, Louis C.K. and what's the guy who gave these people AIDS? We pointed at them because we don't know anybody else of color that's around here just chilling. You know, only people we can point at are people that's a part of the dominant society, because the dominant society controls everything. They control all sources of communication, of all sources of entertainment, religion, sex, politics, war, all kinds of things. You know what I mean? So understand that. So that's why we call those things out. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Make sure y'all check out my podcast, and make sure you check out all the other videos that I got going. Remember, this page, this second channel is Spoken Reasons TV. It's my second channel. It's my whatever channel. It's my review channel. It's my reaction channel. You know, my vlog channel when I want to talk about things. And my Spoken Reasons channel is when it's really, really going down. So I do a lot of my podcasts on the Spoken Reasons channel live, and I'm going to start uploading those episodes on Spoken Reasons TV. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell everybody what's going on, and also too, also too, make sure you get your movie Deal with the Devil. All right, yeah, make sure you get the movie Deal with the Devil. A lot of people like, oh, when you coming out with another movie? Here's the movie right here. The movie is right here. Alrighty. So this is my first independent film called Deal with the Devil. You know, it's all right there. You can get it on fchwlifestyle.com, spokenreasonstv.com, and I'm also working on the second film called The Root of Spoken Word. Make sure y'all go check that out too. But yeah, it's very hard to throw R. Kelly. Well, not now, but it's very hard to throw him under the bus and still not sing his music. It's just hard. And this is a lesson for everybody, man, because this shows you just how powerful music is. This shows you, you know, why a lot of people decide to get into music. This shows you why music is one of the most highly monetized platforms in on the planet, because music is just an energy that moves the whole entire universe, and you don't you know, there's all different kinds of emotion to it and attachments to it that, you know, that's just too rooted into science that I can't even say on this video. So R. Kelly is an experiment to let everybody know, look, this divide the man from divide the individual from the professional. And also too, don't put all your you know, all your hope in one egg, you know, because that's where you might end up messing up, because people are people gonna mess up, and that's just what it is. It ain't nothing new under the sun. People are always gonna fall short of what you truly expect, and you should always go into every situation expecting the worst. Not hoping the worst, but expecting the worst. Because when you expect the worst, then you'll know how to maneuver, and you won't be upset, as you won't be as disappointed, and you'll be able to move on in life, and you'll be able to you know, accomplish things a lot easier. So that's it. I ain't gonna talk to y'all long. Y'all make sure y'all get the movie Deal with the Devil. Remember, my name JB, Spoken Reasons, and remember, I'm the shit.